So this note video is about multi-representations, and what you're going to do is make this on graph paper. So get graph paper from me if I haven't already given it to you, and make that your title. And then basically the whole thing is going to look like this. So make your title, draw a big line down the center, okay? So you're making basically 4 different boxes. And then, so pause if you need to do that. And then here's what you're going to do. Write down this problem. In the upper left box, pause if you need to. I need you to write down slope-intercept form. In the upper right box, write table. In the bottom left box, write x and y intercepts. In the bottom right box, bottom left box, I don't know left and right, x, y intercepts, and then graph. So pause if you need to make that. I just want you to make a big one. It takes the whole paper. You might have done these in math already, I don't know, but just make that. Pause. If you're already where I am, so what we're going to do is we're going to represent this equation in 4 different ways, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that. So the very first thing you do, if you want to put number 1 here, you can do it, is we're going to do slope-intercept form. All that means, if you need to make a little note, is solve for y. That's all that means, okay? So I'm going to take this equation and solve for y. So we have 6x minus 3y equals 3. We draw our line. You should be very good at this by now. You're solving for y. 3 is your best friend. Kick out 6x. The opposite of positive 6x is negative 6x. Okay? That goes away. You're left with negative 3y equals. These things are different, so we write them side by side. Positive 3 but plus 3. And then we divide by negative 3. So this should be fairly familiar to you. Y equals. If you don't know, negative 6 divided by negative 3 is just a positive 2. That should be negative, my bad. And then a positive 3 divided by negative 3 is negative 1. Okay? So that's solving for y, and then tell me, what's the slope here? Well, slope is 2. Okay? And the y-intercept is the other number, which is negative 1. I want you to write it as a point. Negative 1. Oh, whoa, 0, negative 1. Miss Melina does not know what she's doing. Okay? So, very familiar with this. You should be able to do that. Okay? Now we're going to make a table. So, what you need to do is make a little, how you want to do it, x, y table. I'm going to make mine kind of big. And you pick some x values. It doesn't, like, I don't care what you pick. I'll go ahead and do negative 1. I'll do 0. And I'll do 3. Pick at least 3 points. If you did more than that, that's fine. Okay? So there's a couple ways you can do this, but the easiest way is just take this equation that you got, 2x minus 1. So go here to y equals and type in 2x minus 1. And then go to the table, which is second graph. And then just fill it in. So I have negative 1 here. It's hard to see, but that says negative 1, negative 3. Then I have 0. So it's hard to see, but this says 0, negative 1. And then 3. So I go down to 3. It's hard to see yet again, but it says 3, 5. Okay? So you just make a table. Pretty simple, right? Then graph. So I want you to graph that. So you make yourself a big old grid here. Alright. A couple things you need to know, and if you need to write them down, do that. You must label the x and y axis. Okay? That's a must. You must also give me a scale. Which what I mean by that is what does every line mean? And so for this one, I'm going to make every line just be 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. You should keep going. And then I'm counting by ones up. So 1, 2, see what I'm saying? You keep doing that. Negative 1. Now if you wanted your graph to count by 2s, that's fine. Just make sure you put a scale there. Okay? And what you're going to do is just plot these points. So I have negative 1, negative 3. So I go over negative 1, and then I go down 3. 1, 2, 3. All I'm doing is plotting that point. Then I have 0, negative 1. So 0, negative 1. Plot a point. And then I have 3, 5. So I go over 3, up 5. Okay? So I plot those points. Now I need to draw a line. Don't just draw a line all crazy. What I'd like you to do is you should all have an ID on. It's going to be kind of hard for me to do this with the camera in my hand. But basically, you hold your ID, and then you draw a line. So I'm going to put the camera down so I can do that real quick. La la la. I'm drawing a line. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I use my ID to do that, and then there you go. I have a straight line, I have graphed it. Done. Then x and y intercepts. So first of all, you already know the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is 0, -1, right? We already figured that out. So the y-intercept is 0, -1. And we can also tell that from the graph. It goes right here at -1. The x-intercept's harder to see because it kind of goes mid-between. So we're going to solve for it. Remember, the x-intercept is when y is 0. So I'm going to write 6x minus 3, but instead of y, I'm going to put 0 equals 3. I'm going to put x in over here. That goes away. 6x comes down. And then we divide by 6. 3 divided by 6 is 0.5. So you could put 0.5 or you could put 1/2. It doesn't matter to me. I'll put 1/2. So the x-intercept, remember, this is x and this is y. So 1/2 and then the other thing is 0. Okay? So it's actually not very hard. However, when you're doing this, make me check this answer because if this is wrong, everything's going to be wrong. Okay? So make sure you get this for a graph paper and then you need this for your assignment as well.